Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Content Corner. My name's Andy from Global E-commerce Experts, and we're here to successfully expand e-commerce sellers into Europe. And today what we're going to talk about is the current restrictions here in Europe with the IPI index. So for many sellers, the amount of stock that you can send into Amazon is gauged by your IPI score. All right. Now, if you go into your Amazon seller account, as you go in, if you've got the banner up, it's in the top right-hand corner. Now, what that'll mean is your IPI score, the higher your score, the more you can sell, the more stock you're going to be able to ship into Amazon, and then the more stock you're not going to need to spend time doing. Now, for lots of our sellers, they're having major issues with this right now because what's happening is they can only send in like 100 units at a time. Well, sending 100 units is just not economical for doing that. So there's a couple of things that you can do. The first thing is you can just carry on sending 100 units. The chances are, once you're slowly out of stock, getting the stock here from so far away is really, really difficult. So the best way of doing that is by sending, let's say it's 100 units you can send in max, right? You send 1,000 units to a local 3PL. You send that in, so it's in region, it's in country. You then take that and you then ship from the 3PL directly into Amazon. So you're just topping up. And then you can then make sure that your 3PL is constantly topped up. Will that increase your costs? Yes. Will it mean you don't run out of stock? Yes. Does it mean your sales velocity will increase? Yes. Does it mean your scores won't drop when you run out of stock? Yes. Like all of those things are just positives. You know, obviously we've got a facility here in the UK and in the Netherlands, so we can support getting into France, Germany, UK really, really easily from where we are with our two locations. Now, that's not just a sales pitch for us here. What I'm telling you this is because, you know, there's plenty of other 3PLs there. Obviously, we're the best, but you know, it's key that you make sure that you keep that sales velocity going. So you've got to keep an eye on your IPI score. You've got to make sure you're shipping in as much product as possible. And you need to make sure that you've got stock locally that can be shipped in. Does it need to be thousands of units? No. Does it need to be at least one more shipment? Yes. Like you need at least one shipment. So let's say it's 100, right? You can send 200 to us and 100 in. When that 100 is sold, you send this 100 in, then you send another 100 to us. It could be you send 1,000 because actually sending it via container, 20-foot container or 10 pallets is cheaper and more cost effective than sending 5 cases. All right. So all of those things are well worth considering. And while we're on that, I think it's well worth considering that, you know, in the first lockdown here in the UK, when Amazon shut its doors, you know, lots of sellers couldn't get Prime because they couldn't get their stock into places. So what we actually recommend is when you first launch or when you're launching or once you're selling, is you take one of those products and you get seller fulfilled Prime set up in a location. And the reason for that is because if for whatever reason you can't get stock into Amazon, you've still got the ability to switch, pivot and sell on Prime here in the key locations you need. Anyway, I hope that's super useful. Keep an eye on your IPI score. Have a look at it. Consider having more bigger shipments sent to a 3PL locally and then sending from there. It'll increase your sales velocity. It'll increase your ranking and it'll help make sure that you sell more products long term. Hopefully that's been super useful. My name's Andy from Global E-commerce Experts, and we're here to successfully expand e-commerce sellers into Europe with a whole suite of end-to-end solution and services to make your job easy. That's it from me. Take care, look after yourselves, and we'll speak on the next Content Corner.